Mondays starting at 5 p.m. They need to feel worthy.
Listen to the latest pet trends with benefits on the Pet Buzz every Saturday morning. Join pet trendologist Charlotte Reed and veterinarian Dr. Michael Fleck as they talk all things pets. From animal health and wellness, money-saving tips, celebrity gossip, breaking news, and more. Their expert guests are in the know and in the now. To learn more about this unique program and its hosts, tune into the show on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Buzz, Saturday mornings, 8 to 9 a.m.
Tune in Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. for Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. That's 2 hours of great gospel music every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m., all brought to you by the Ozona Pig Restaurant in Ozona. Yes, that's every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. It's Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. Tune in on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Tune in to the Shrink and Wrap Show here on Tan Talk Radio. Our stories and our topics will include, but are not limited to, everyday issues. We're here for you, for our listeners. We want to know what's important to you. So again, don't miss us on Tan Talk Radio. Tune in again, Shrink and Wrap Show. We'll see you then.
That's the Shrink and Wrap Show every Thursday from 3 to 4 p.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
It's now time for Connecting Caregivers with author, speaker, caregiver advocate, and talk show host Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for caregivers.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. As you can tell, I'm not Linda, but I am guest host today. My name is Patsy Stills, but I want to welcome everyone this afternoon to Connecting Caregivers on the Tan Talk Network, where you can find help and hope with Linda on most weeks, but we're going to let Linda have a little vacation today. So we've come here from Ready for Life to talk about our program. And I also brought my friend Gloria Richardson, who I work with, and we're going to tell you a little bit about what we do. I've been here before. I've talked on the show, and, so you might be familiar with Ready for Life, but Ready for Life is a nonprofit. It's a great local nonprofit that has been in existence for 15 years in our community. And the whole idea was, what can we do as a community to help kids who are aging out of foster care? Because when we started, the foster care system would take kids who were in care. They needed a foster home. They couldn't live with their families. But if they turned 18, they were turned out onto their own. So they had no more formal supports from the state after that point. So we as a community got together and said, hey, we need to do something about that. So Kathy Mize is our CEO, and she is still our CEO. She helped start the program way back when with some board members. And we're thankful that we have Miss Kathy Mize with us to help run the ship and make sure that we take care of all of our youth that are aging out of foster care at different ages at this point. So we're helping 15 to 25-year-olds who have experienced foster care. And one of those folks that have experienced foster care and can speak to it a little bit better than I can would be Miss Gloria Richardson. Welcome, Gloria.
Hi, thank you so much for having me today.
Of course, I know you're a little shy and I had to get you out of your shell to come on yes. with me. But what's important to us at Ready for Life is that we have the youth voice in everything that we do. So we didn't want to create a program because, some adults decided it would be a good thing to do. So right away, the whole way we started out is just by doing some listening tours and talking to clients and what do you need? So what brought you to Ready for Life? Why are you involved in Ready for Life?
Oh, that's a good question. For me, I was in foster care from about 14 to 19. At first, I wasn't really too involved with Ready for Life, but because of Diamond Davis and Falana and even you, I was able to, break out of my shell and actually come more often, especially with my provided mentors that helped me, get out of my shell instead of just being so closed off.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned mentors because that is something that the community can do to get involved. If you have some time and you want to get to know one of our young adults and help them as they navigate adulthood. I know I have grown children and for me, even our grown children still need help, right? So there's hurricanes that happened recently.
Yeah.
One of my daughters is, coming back home to live with us for a little while because she got some flooding. And, most kids that turn 18, they have family financial support till they're about 27.
Yeah.
And, it's one thing to have family, thing to have support, but the financial part is just kind of hard sometimes, especially if you've been in foster care, I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely. For the financial part of foster care, when you're in a group home, from my perspective, you get a little allowance. It's not much, but you get an allowance to get your essentials in, or either you can just save it up and go out whenever you want to. But it wasn't a wad of cash. It was just something to get you by. And because usually the group homes, they have the stuff for the youth, but sometimes, if you're of a different color or you have a lot of different stuff about you, it's a little bit of a struggle being able to use the products that the group homes give you.
Right. It's not something for everyone. It's something for most. And then you have to go outside of that. Well, it is good that foster care allows you to have some funds, though, like that as well. And I know foster care just doesn't leave you high and dry. I know there's help with education. You've taken advantage of some of the education, haven't you?
Oh, my gosh. I've taken advantage of a lot. coming into foster care and coming out of foster care. So for schooling, I am part of PES, which is a post-education, secondary type of service. And in a way, I kind of describe it as not an investment, but a motivation to continue growing. We get a stipend every month, and we get free tuition until we are 28.
And that's great. It's nice when you know how to take advantage of that. But a lot of the clients that I see coming in, or the folks that come in for services, don't know how to navigate that. So it's nice that we have some place that anyone coming out of foster care can say, I want to be a part of Ready for Life. No one's making you become a part of Ready for Life in the community, but word of mouth is usually how young people find us, right? Heard from Gloria that it's okay, you can trust us, and then you get here, and basically anyone can self-refer to our program. We don't charge anyone any fee for joining us, and we're not tied to a lot of state funding or anything, just because there isn't any, right? So we're 95% privately funded, so we really rely on getting the word out like we're doing here today on Tan Talk, and also our fundraising events that we have, and all the churches and places of faith that partner with us, and also a lot of volunteers. We have hundreds of volunteers.
Oh, yeah.
And some of those do mentoring. Some just come out and help with events. So we'll talk about those in a little bit. But I wanted to just kind of let people know what we do and how people find us. And we're working with the 15 to 25 year olds, but 15, 16, 17. There a lot of that age group aren't in traditional foster homes, right? There's not a lot of foster homes. Do you know any of your peers in your age that were in foster care that were actually in foster homes versus in a group home? And a group home is just what it sounds like. It's a home that's managed 24/7 by different staff, and there's 8, 9, 10, whatever beds for people to stay in, but in a foster home, it's a family. It might be a single parent or parents, and 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 kids.
For a regular foster home, I don't really think I've seen too many of my peers go to one, as I did grow up in an all-girl group home. I didn't, even if they were either kicked out or were able to move somewhere, it wasn't really adoption type of situation.
Yeah, so we try to help with that situation, with trying to be kind of the family away from family, or the home away from home for our young adults. So we're working with them with Life Skills Reimagined through a contract that we have with the lead agency for child welfare locally, Family Support Services. So we're actually going to those group homes more now, and we're getting to meet the young adults before they turn 18, 19, 20, and letting them know about what we do, and really very engaged with that. And And, one of our staff members named Sandy is in those group homes a lot. And Serena and Pasco, we actually started some services in Pasco County now too. So as we build those services, we partner with Youth and Family Alternatives there, and we get to have an office near case management. And we're really just trying to spread the word of like, hey, we don't know what it's like when you're aging out of foster care, but we know that we're here to listen to you and get you services that you do need. Some of the things people might be wondering, like, what kind of things could you possibly do? Well,
A lot.
hot meals, right? How many times have you seen a week where someone comes in and they just need a hot meal, right? Unfortunately, I think it's 1 out of 5 of every person that ages out of foster care is going to be instantly homeless. So we do have a lot of homeless youth or young adults that come in just wanting to maybe just take a shower, get a hot meal, wash the clothes, and then, go to work or get help finding jobs. So we're open 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and we're in Largo, centrally located on the bus line. And we make sure that any person that is working with us, if they need a bus pass, they get one from us. And it lasts for the whole year, and they can take a ride anywhere that Pinellas County Transit goes. And, that's been a lifesaver.
Oh, yeah, definitely for me. Especially when I lost my student ID, I was like, oh, I have my bus pass from Ready for Life. I can just use that. And I was good to go.
Really?
It helped me a lot, especially when I was a little bit tight on money. I think that was around when I was out of the all-girls group home. I was a little bit more independent. Even before I had left that type of scenario, it came in handy. It really did.
What kind of things do you think our folks use the bus for?
Ooh. Well, personally, for me, I know I used it to get to work, to even get a job. So for interviews when I was calling back to back. For me, definitely school. Definitely school. Because a lot of times they either, because of my age being 18, 19, they weren't able to, drive you because you're supposed to be that responsible adult. You're supposed to figure things out yourself. Like, of course, they'll be with you every step of the way, but
Right. They don't ride the bus with you, though, do
no. Unless you have never ridden the bus before.
And then they will.
Yeah. They'll be like, okay, I can help you. We'll ride together, go somewhere.
That's great. My mother-in-law used to take the kids out, and she'd do different things with them all the time. And she'd say, well, I'm going to take the kids and teach them how to ride the bus. I'm like, yes, this is great. Because I haven't done that, but I feel like everyone should know how to ride the bus.
Yes.
Right. And it's interesting because we've been doing this for many years, giving bus passes to our clients and all. I call them clients, call them whatever you want. Can't call them kids because they're young adults. So if I, whatever. If I call them one thing 1 minute and something else another, you just know it's just me. And I'm the VP of administration, so I deal with a lot of contracts and grants, and I write a lot of this stuff down a lot so I can help get money flowing into Ready for Life. So that's my excuse there. And what was I talking about? The bus passes. Yeah, the bus passes. What is amazing, we've been doing this for a while, but in the last year or so, we've been able to actually see how many buses get, taken up on and taken rides on.
Yeah.
So, I was shocked to see that it's almost 2,000 bus rides a month by our clients. And we only have about 100 bus passes out there. So can you imagine the need that's out there for transportation? There are some other ways that we can help our young adults with getting cars and things, opportunities that we have with Opportunity Passport. And we have a lot of partnerships with other entities that want to help this population. So we're not claiming to be, the only game in town. We're just trying to help coordinate all those different things that are available for young adults. So if you do know some services that are available for like the, especially that 18 to 25-year-old group, if you have certain job programs or educational programs that come with, some mentoring and some help and internships, yes, please get in touch with us. And we'll give you all the information on how to get in touch with us. But it's readyforlifepinellas.org. And I'll repeat that a little bit later. But we're always looking for people to get involved with us because it's not just a static thing that we're doing, right? Right now we're dealing with I feel like it's post Katrina. It's so many hurricanes. It just feels like that level of, like hardship, and that probably the hardest hardship I think of in a hurricane is Hurricane Katrina and the aftermath of that. But having 3 storms in a row here locally has really made a big impact on our clients and on us as a staff. How many of our staff didn't have power for 5-6 days? One one's 8, right?
I think so, yeah. I think the last person to get their power got it on Thursday, maybe?
Yeah.
So,
and this is at the last storm, and the storm before that, lots of flooding and things. So we really have want to give our heartfelt appreciation and goodwill towards anyone who was affected and impacted by the storms that we've had recently, because I know we're still dealing with that with our, trying to help with meals and things. A lot of work has been done lately, and thanks to all the volunteers and people who've donated, made contributions to our emergency fund, and also have come in and brought in, food items. And it's been an amazing outpouring of assistance that people have given to us, knowing that we're going into hurricane season. I think the last time I was here, it was right before hurricane season. It's like, hurricane season's coming, and I don't know how much it costs you, but just as an adult in a home, having to buy food for the hurricane, having to do things afterwards, I just can't imagine if I had very tight budget and limited income and not a lot of resources things. So we were right after the storm, as soon as we could get back into the office, weren't we back on Friday? Yeah. So some of you were back off, and I was on Friday. So we had hurricane packages enough right before the storm, right? Not after. After that was another thing. But before the storm, we were handing out bags of
like
items
non-perishable foods.
Something to keep them and however many people they had in their family at the time. With 3 days worth of supplies. So we really want to thank our partners in that. It just was amazing, and we had a lot of items. And then we wound up with, we need more items. And then the post-storm, we started giving that out again, too. So we're so thankful for all the many volunteers that have come out and have helped us. And we're thankful that even though I know a lot of you were impacted by the storms, you still gave some anyway. And I think everyone just wants to help in whatever way they can. And our clients are helping each other, too. There's not too many that I've heard, in their stories where they're not saying, and I'm going to help my brother, and I'm going to this one's house over here. And it's just amazing. But hot meals, emergency food needs. We also have a food pantry all year round. So, anyone who needs, food for themselves and their family, they can stop by and ask, for their items that they need. And we try to have those always on hand. We have a nice room full of hygiene products and things with our Good Day.
Good Day store.
The Good Day store, right? That's sponsored by our Angels. Thank you. And the Tampa Bay Rays sponsored our shower room, which we call what do we call that room? Day stop.
Day stop, yeah.
Clean sweep day stop. I always want to mess that up. So I figured I'd pick on Gloria today, act like she doesn't know. She knows.
Oh, and we got Beth's Corner.
Beth's Corner, yes, for new clothing, for anyone who maybe is going to go out to work or go to school, needs something, just whatever you need. We have really tried to just say, okay, you tell us what you need, we'll find it. If we can't find it ourselves, we'll try to connect you to that. And transportation's a big one, and we help where we can with that on any given day. But sometimes, it requires like an Uber ride or so too. And you have a special connection with Uber, don't you? Because you ride them often. Tell us about how you work your Uber drivers to be supporters of Ready for Life.
I take Uber so frequently, and the amount of times that I've had so many of them read where I'm going, they're like, Ready for Life? What's that? Are you ready for life? I'm like, well, today I'm ready for life because I got to go to work, but also because I get to help out. But there's so many Uber drivers that I was able to really share my experience, tell my story. And because there was a point in time where I just didn't want to share any of my story.
No.
I was just closed off. I didn't even want to tell my friends because I didn't know how they would react. And a lot of the times, you see misconceptions about how foster care is, and you get the, oh, so you're an orphan, Andy. No. No.
Nice.
But being able to really engage those Uber drivers and tell them what we do, they're like, okay, I think I want to come. And I'm like, okay, if you want to come, here's the website, here's my card, here's my supervisor's card. Come at any time, take a tour, help out.
And that's the best way to find people anyway who want to help out. It's word of mouth is really great. It's talking, and it's always easy to talk about something you know about and are passionate about. Right? True. So I knew you'd be fine with talking today and being here because we're both passionate about it. I think all the staff, I have 15 staff, 5 have former lived experience. And I'd say that, we did a survey the other day because we're looking at, top songs from the decades and things. Ooh. So we went through every, what year were you born? What decade? So we realized we have people who were born on our staff in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s to 2010. So we got all the decades represented. So I think that helps us all be very diverse. We have a very diverse staff, and I'm just so proud of our staff and the board of directors that really help us with our fiduciary responsibilities and making sure we're up where we need to go. We couldn't do it without them either. So we appreciate everybody who serves on an advisory council, all our board members, and all our vast number of volunteers out in the community. But there's, it's not too late to get involved with us in any way you want to, even if it's a one-time thing. We have people that just, come in to help with an event. We have some cool events coming up.
A little goes a long way, guys.
Yep, but before we're going to do that, we have a couple of new listeners, and I know you have a break here, Ed here, but new listeners, Jenna from New York, Sylvia from Tampa, and Denise from St. Pete. Welcome. Turning it over to Ed.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live. It's a place to call home. Residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 to locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
Sean W. Scott has been practicing elder law and qualifying clients for Medicaid for over 30 years. While his practice is in all areas of estate planning, such as durable power of attorney, healthcare surrogates, and wills, he also prides himself on having a 100% accuracy rate on getting clients approved for Medicaid. Why Medicaid, you may ask? Do you want to pay up to $16,000 a month for a nursing home should the time come? Obviously, no one wants to have to endure this cost. So even though you may have planned well for retirement, the reality is things happen. Planning ahead is never too soon. You need to make sure your income and assets are protected so that you can take care of you and your loved ones. Florida law is very specific on how and what is protected and how to protect it. Give Sean a call. He can help. 727-539-0181. That's 727-539-0181.
My mom was getting older, but she was able to live pretty independently until recently. When her case manager told me she would be discharged from rehab in just a few days, I didn't know what to do. But I knew for sure that she couldn't go back living alone at home. So that's when I contacted Sunway's Senior Living Concierge. My Senior Living Concierge, Lisa, was there for me through the whole process and was a free service for us to compare in-home care options and how that cost would compare to assisted living. With Lisa's help, we found a great new home for Mom, and she is thriving. Take it from me, don't go through this journey alone.
Hi, I'm Ellie Baldwin, co-founder and president of Sunway's Senior Living Concierge. We're a free placement and concierge service for families to help compare senior living communities and find the best place for you or a loved one. Call us today at 727-314-6451 or find us online at sunwayseniorliving.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hello, and we're back again. Did you enjoy your little break there?
I enjoyed it. I really did.
That's good. We're talking to each other how great everything's going. So if that's not the truth, just keep us on the down low so that we can think everything's great.
There you go.
But Linda was nice enough to give us this opportunity to talk about Ready for Life. So really appreciate being here, and we appreciate the listeners in Tan Talk Radio and Linda's show. And she does an amazing job. And I don't know about you, but I always refer everybody over to Linda's show and to her services because so many people are caregivers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Caregiving for many generations all together all the time, it seems like anymore. So it's a beautiful thing that we have going on here. I'm glad this radio station exists. And I'm glad that we're talking about Ready for Life today. We talked a little bit about life skills. We talked about our shower and things. And basically, if you walk in, you'll see all the offices around the outskirts of the big room. And, so the staff members are right there on site, whether that's the CEO or the chief operating officer, myself, and then all the other staff that work directly with the clients. And it's just a really nice environment. We have a beautiful kitchen area where, we'll have different celebrations. And, my family always tell me that food is love. So you got to have food. So we'll have Fun Fridays once a month. It's usually at the beginning of the month, unless we have some different events going on, like we do between now and January 1, which is going to fly by.
Goodness gracious.
Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the holidays, that go along at that time. But it's just a beautiful thing to have so many things happening at once. So Fun Fridays are great. Baycare works with us and there's usually a health-related component to learning, but we also do a big meal together. We also have time for people to meet with one another. What are some of the other things we do on Fun Fridays, or some of the things that you've seen that you thought was really helpful? We had Ready for Jobs once, where people dressed up and got to interview. And get ready for work.
That made me so excited. I couldn't stay still. I had to stay out of the room where all the vendors were. So I was like, this is just too exciting. It's too exciting. I enjoyed seeing all the young adults, like even group homes, like really big group homes come in and just really interacting and actually trying to get something done and get a step up in life. We had one young adult. She came in for just basic stuff, and she didn't know we were even having the career fair. Ready for jobs.
Ready for jobs. We call everything ready. Ready for this, ready for that, ready for jobs.
But she came in and she wasn't even expecting to do it. And then she talked to Falana, one of our youth specialists, and Falana was like, why not? Give it a try. And so Falana helped her find something to wear, and she walked in there and she killed it. She was amazing. Beautiful
too. I know who you're talking about. She looked beautiful. So they came in wearing whatever they were wearing, which is fine. So it would have been fine, but then they dressed up to the nines.
It was
so
beautiful.
Cute. I helped one of the young men with his resume. I mean, they'd already been helping on that, but he just wanted to tweak it up a little bit and finish it. Fix it up just a little bit. So I help them with that. But it's really nice when you can help young people, and then you can bring other people in who actually want to, hire, get new employees. So we got a lot of jobs came out of that. So those are the kind of things that, if you have something like that might be of interest to either, at our place or where you are, let us know. We'd love to get involved with as many of our community partners as possible. And you're all partners, whether you know it or not. So partner with us, because this population, there's just not a lot. You won't see a lot in the news about it. You won't hear, stories one way or the other, because they just kind of disappear. I mean, they're not out there unless they come present themselves, and then they don't want to be like, "Hi, I'm a former foster youth," right? You don't want to go around to the world saying hi,
unless you are an active like youth advocate and stuff like that, like actively are working to make a change. Just like you say, you don't really get to experience and like know who's all been through it. You can walk in a room and it might be maybe the whole crowd has been through foster care or only like half of them. You're like, well, I never expected that. Like, what's your experience?
They're real people, right?
Yeah.
We put faces to the idea of like former foster youth. We're not statistics and things. We're not representing people that, are just a statistic to be heard about, but real people who just need a little bit of help that, most of us get from our families. And that it's really nice because we can say, okay, what are you looking to do, right? There's not one size fits all. So when somebody new comes in our doors, we just sit down and have a chat with them, right? They sit down, talk with Falana or Nate or Diamond or, whichever staff is there to say, hey, just tell me what it is. And it's not like a checkbook in our,
Yeah.
right. And then we, get some formal things in place from there. But, it's the big things, right? It's the big things that we all need help with when we're a young adult, whether we've gone to college or going to go to college. It's just that whole like, oh, now I have to earn a living. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
And then you go into that loop, right? Of where am I going to live? How am I going to get there? What jobs am I capable of? And a lot of us don't even know what we want to do when we're younger anyway, right? Our brain doesn't even finish developing until 26. So, you might think you might know what you want to do when you're 14, 15, and then that might change along the way. But we can help with those things. We also have mentors. We have people that, will work one-on-one with folks. But we also have a new program called our Parent Aid. It's the National Exchange Club's Parent Aid model. Gloria's given the whoop whoop on the arms. And for those of you not watching or listening, so the Parent Aid model is a curriculum that is evidence-based, and it's been happening in the country for many years, and there's been hundreds and thousands of families that have been impacted by that model, and it's a prevention model. So, why wait until something gets really bad and you have to take a child and remove them from their family and put them into, with another family member or in foster care? It's trying to do the prevention side of things. And we know that, if we have a young adult who was in foster care, and then if they have a baby, right, what's the last thing that they want? They don't want to see that child of theirs, have to experience foster care. They just don't, right? So they need every fighting chance that they can get to help with raising their children. But it's not just those, young adults. It's as this program grows, we'll be able to help more and more people in the community. We started small with a volunteer, two volunteers and two families, and they're both clients of ours. And those families are doing great. Program runs for those families that get involved from 9 to 12 months. And then, then they'll graduate from there. But the whole time that they're in the program, there's either a volunteer or we're getting ready to hire a paid part-time staff. They get to work with the families in their home, wherever their home is, right? So home can look like a lot of different things. So it's not about where you live or how are you living, in wherever that is. It's about, how are you making the best out of your situation and how are you making sure that you're raising your child in a way that's going to be helpful to the child and helpful to you.
There you go.
Right. So what are do you have any, I didn't prep you for this, but do you have any stories about the Parent Aid program or our involvement or our growth of it since we started the Child Abuse Prevention Center? And
ooh, that's a doozy. For me personally, since I do work with Diamond and she is over the Parent Aid program at Ready for Life, it's been pretty good. I've heard that a lot of the moms, they are excited for it.
Yeah,
they want to learn. I've had to, because we've had a few couple of classes besides like the Parent Aid, we've had a few couple of classes where it kind of, you work through a lot of things and even learn new stuff about yourself. And I've had to get some stories from them, like ask them like, how did you feel about this type of session? And I had one mom, she was like, I would want to do that again and again and again. Anytime that it happens, please let me know, because she learned so much about herself that she didn't even know that was going on within her life. She learned how to, I think one of the sessions was like about relationships and stuff like that, like how to, navigate relationships, whether it be work related, like actual like personal relationships. The mom was very, very happy.
It's such good stuff. It just warms my heart. I love this. Well, we've had for a long time, we've had Mommy and Me program, and that is basically once a month get together. Right? Oh yeah, it's a get together for first of all, and it could be anywhere at the office, or it could be out in the community. And those events, Diamond does a great job of putting them together. Amazing. And Nate puts together the wingman events, and those are for the guys just to get together and just have a peer group, right? Yeah. Because there's one thing to have your peer group as an adult, and then there's a whole other group. I think of it as similar to being in the military, right? There's a certain things that happen in the military that not everyone gets exposed to, that everyone doesn't understand, and it's hard to explain it when you're not part of that military. Kind of being in foster care as a child is kind of the same thing to me. It's just it's just one way of looking at it, I guess, is the way I see it. So when you have each other and you're learning something, you have something fun to do. Everything from arts and crafts to how to make your own business out of candle making and things that people have done that, right, since that class. So there are lots of things that you can get involved with as a client, but also as a community if you wanted to help with any of those type of events that we do. So the big three, though, are, where are you going to work, where are you going to live, and where are you going to, are you going to get the education that you need, or have you gotten what you need for whatever job? And sorry to tell you, everybody out there, but learning is a lifelong endeavor. Yes. We can't just get a degree and then think we're good, As I'm the one representing the 60s, I get to tell you got to learn something new every day. We were talking in the office the other day, and one of the staff said, well, I'm not ready for the new program. I'm like, you better get ready, because by the time you're my age, you're going to have to adapt to 25 different systems. It's like, I'm going to go and hide in the woods. Like, that's a choice too. That's a choice. Fine, go ahead. But transportation right now is big, but it is, in the last couple of years, it's just got surpassed by that cost of housing. Yeah, housing is it's just so hard for people to make sure that they can afford housing, first of all, and then finding it now, especially after all the hurricanes and all. Yeah, there's just so much more that we need as resources. So we're looking at some long-term resources to help with that side of things on our strategic plan. We have a strategic execution plan that will go for the next 3 years, and we're making sure that we are on it as far as what we can do for the long term for those clients that just really need a place to live. We have a couple options now, and we try to help where we can, and we try to make referrals and find resources, but that is another area where the community can be, hey, I have a house, or I have a room, or I have a friend who is looking for a roommate. Just please keep us in mind. Ready for Life, Pinellas.org is our website. And if you want to send us an email, it's info@readyforlifepinellas.org. And it's just like it sounds, readyforlifepinellas.org. And we answer the phones Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And then we have after hours messages that you can send along too. But a lot of the information that we have about our services is really laid out well in our website. So I encourage everyone to kind of get to know us, because it's hard to imagine what is Ready for Life like. Yeah. The other thing that we do you can see it. I don't know about you, but I'm a toucher feeler. See it. Husband always yells at me because I touch everything in the grocery store. I never knew I did that till COVID came along. Then I'm like, I can't touch everything. Can't touch everything. Like, your things you learn about yourself, right? There you go. Through life. It's not just when you're your age. You young thing, you. It's always. We do something called a sipping tour. It's just like it sounds. We sip things that you might want to sip on. We have a charcuterie board and some other items. We do it at early evening so people can come from work and just come get together, meet some other friends from the community, meet some of the staff members, possibly even a couple of the clients or young adults, and just get a tour around the building and around our suites, just see, just what it is we do and how we do it and how we try to meet the needs as we get them coming along for our clients. We have a whole store. We have storage upon storage of different things and items that people might need. Besides the food pantry, we have the baby closet and mommy closet. Because, a lot of our young adults will be parents at some point if they're not right away. And just because our age group is 15 to 25 doesn't mean we don't have clients who are older. We have folks that come back as alumni and still need something now and then, maybe, or need a, just refresh to the community and the group that we have. But, baby supplies, thank you for all the donations on the baby supplies and all, so that we can make sure people have what they need. We have a whole auction room so that when we do events and things, we have something to bring to the table to help us raise more funds. And that's a beautiful way to help too. If you have something you want to provide to us that we can add to one of our upcoming events and create an auction basket of some sort, would be great. But our next Sip and Tour is on our website. It's really best if you go to our website to sign up for anything you might be interested in, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're interested in the Sip and Tour, please register there, because we have a lot of things going on at any given time. So, between public relations with Michelle running that and trying to coordinate who's on board when, and then all of our needs and opportunities that we have for the community to get engaged in, the Sign Up Genius is always there on our website. But Sip and Tour, come on up. It's on November 7th is our next one. We are going to do a Ready for Shuffle event, which is an annual fall fundraiser that we started last year. So this is our second annual. Last year was the inaugural. And we're going to be ready to shuffle in January. We were going to do it in November, but after hurricane number 3, I think we decided we just all need a break, right? We need a break.
Yeah.
Everyone's tired. I'm still tired. Every time I have a day off, I just want to go to sleep.
Honestly, yeah.
Still have cleanup to do in my yard, but I just want to go to sleep. But ready to shuffle is a great opportunity if you want to sponsor, get involved, come down and just play shuffleboard. There's actually a competition this year. We didn't have a competition. You know how some people are highly competitive, right? So
why not?
We had to have a trophy for the winner.
There you go.
But if you know how to play or don't know how to play, someone will be there to teach you. Someone will be there just to have some fun. We'll have a few auction items and we'll have a chance for sponsorships and all. So come out and play. It'll be fun.
And quick question.
Yeah.
When is our Ready to Shuffle? What date is that?
Oh, are you prompting me? Yeah, that's a good question, because I didn't say what day it was. It's on January 23rd. January 23rd. We have another associated opportunity to help too. If you're a line dancer, if you like that kind of fun event, we have a line up against child abuse, specifically to help out with our parent aid program and our child abuse prevention center, which is in itself an entity, a certified program that is managed by Ready for Life, but it's its own program. So we're trying to make sure that we can grow that, because like I said, we have had a couple of volunteers. We have a few more volunteers starting soon, and we'll have a part-time parent aid. And then as we get more funding, as I do my job to find money and grants and contracts and things, we'll have more opportunities to have full-time staff and help even more of the community. We should be connecting in, and we already have the referrals coming towards us. We just can't fill them all yet. So if you have an hour a week, and I think it's about an hour a week right now with the parent aid volunteers, an hour a week or so, and there's more information you can get from our website and getting involved in that. But there's definitely something for everyone that people can help with if you're interested in that. We have a cooking class. Yeah, okay. We have a cooking class we'll tell you about after this next break. So thank you, Ed.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Choosing the right chiropractor is an important choice to make. Located in Seminole, the Alexander Spine Center team is trained on the latest chiropractic treatments and technologies. At Alexander Spine Center, you'll find chiropractic and physical therapy care that is safe, effective, and a natural approach to pain and other health-related issues. Chiropractic unlocks your body's potential and natural healing process to ensure your life is a healthy life. We treat clients from the womb to the tomb. Call 727-397-3000 for a free consultation today, or visit our website at www.alexanderspinecenter.com.
They take good care of me twice a week, so check them out.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live. It's a place to call home. Residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 to locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
We believe the power of the human body and mind can do amazing things, and that tapping into that power, not just tricking it with a temporary disguise, is possible. Superpatch technology uses a special pattern and vibrotactile technology to help you go from feeling blah to hurrah. Now, once the Superpatch is in contact with your skin, it triggers a neutral response in the brainstem that helps you tackle your daily problems head on. Whether you're struggling with pain, balance, stress, or focus, we have a solution that might be right for you. With Superpatch's 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Hi, this is Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers. I started using the Liberty Patch over 3 years ago. I used to be a tripper, but since wearing a Liberty Patch, I haven't tripped once. The Liberty Patch is proven to reduce the risk of falling by up to 8 times. And as we all know, if you prevent the fall, you prevent the call. Don't wait until it's too late. Preventative solutions are the answer.
Superpatch does not claim to diagnose, treat, or cure illness. Superpatch is FDA registered. To receive 25% off your first order, go to sticktoit.info. That's sticktoit.info and learn more.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
And we're back. Let's talk about some of our holiday traditions.
Ooh.
Right? One of the first things I've been volunteering with Ready for Life for many years. I was working in social services when Ready for Life started, so I've known about them from the beginning and volunteering whenever I could over these last 15 years or so. And I worked part-time helping initially with grant writing, and now I'm working full-time, which is just where I want to be. I've always loved this population of the kids that are just teenagers or young adults, and I just find them just like so endearing, and I'm just so happy to help this group of individuals with life and getting to wherever they want to be
there you
next.
Go.
But the holidays, I've always heard that, it's hard for sometimes when you're a young adult. And I know there's a story about, when earlier listening tours, when Miss Kathy was, talking to folks in the community and saying, what did you wish you knew what do you wish you knew that you didn't know and now you know about aging out of foster care? They said, well, when we were in group homes and in foster homes, people had to take care of you. They took care of your birthdays and Christmas and everything else. But I wish someone had told me what it would be like to wake up on Christmas morning alone by myself and no presents, no tree. Yeah. Can you relate to that at all? It's from what the stories you've heard from people and young adults. And
yeah, I definitely can relate, because there was a point in time where I just did not want to celebrate. Even when I had transitioned to more independent living. So I was still like under care, and they just kind of got sad, and they were like, well, we want you to celebrate. And I was just like, I would like to celebrate it with my friend, like family. But as a people pleaser, I was like, okay, well, let's celebrate it. And I'm very thankful for that they encouraged me to celebrate it again, because honestly and truly, now that I live by myself, I am dreading it a little bit as it creeps closer and closer. But luckily, I do have those friends that are like, let's do this for Thanksgiving. If you need me to take you anywhere, I will take you anywhere. If you want me to take you to your mom, I'll take you to your mom. I'm glad that I found people that keep those holiday spirits within me, because it is, as somebody that struggles with mental health issues, it's a struggle, because there's a period of time where I'll be really happy for it, and then out of nowhere I'll just be like, I don't think I can do this.
Yeah, it makes sense. And speaking of counseling, we do have a part-time counselor on board here at Ready for Life. Miss Sarah, does take appointments for individual and group counseling. She's put together an amazing program with Michael and Kathy and the whole team. Had some input on that, but the Pause for Progress program is amazing, where a small group of individuals or clients get to go to SPCA and work with them and learn the skills there. And a lot of times people don't realize that when you're growing up in foster care and in group homes, you can't just have a pet if you want a pet, right? You can't just say, hey, I want a dog, hey, I want a cat, and there might be one there in the house. There might be one, but it's not the same as just owning your own. I've talked to a lot of foster youth over the years, and a lot of them say, I just wanted to be able to have my own pet, right?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, and so, learning how to take care of a pet is kind of a cool thing, but it also goes back to that mental health and that well-being, and making sure that, people understand that, there's somebody out there that can help you with that if you want to learn. But we have our Thanksgiving. We usually do Halloween and Thanksgiving and the Christmas holiday presents giving. But this year, with Halloween being just so close after our storms, we had we just put that on pause, and we're going to say we'll pick that up next year. We're doing little things, here and there, but we're not doing our traditional things, which would have been today. Sorry about that. But sometimes, everybody needs a break, including all the staff and the volunteers, the community, and there'll be lots of things happening for Halloween to just make it normal, right? We don't want anyone to not have Halloween if that's what they like. If people don't like Halloween, that's fine too. But there's a lot of things happening in the community, so we can't be all things to all people all the time. None of us can. And as a people pleaser myself, we have that in common. I want to help everyone. My family was a big Irish Catholic family, so I was the seventh of 10 kids. So my family's mantra was, what's one more? So for me, working in Ready for Life is important, because I've always taken in that part of, like, we've taken in people every Christmases and Thanksgiving holidays and stuff. And that was how my family was. And, literally I could say, hey, can I, Gloria, come to dinner? Sure. What's one more? Can Gloria stay for a week? Sure. What's one more? So that was always the thing. So I've always felt this certain, like, ache in my heart for those who, maybe are 20, 25 and don't have a family to go to on the holidays. So we really try to recreate that the best that it can be for, the situation of holiday Thanksgiving feast. We have a big, huge feast that we put on, and we have about 200 people there. We do need some more dishes to be baked. We try to make it home-cooked meals, home-cooked foods, just like you would have at any other Thanksgiving meal that you sit down. And so anyone who wants to cook, you want to have cook an extra turkey and bring it in on the certain date and time that we need that. Our event is on November 19th. And we have a sign up online for anyone who wants to cook or bring a dish or bring we're talking the usual turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, sweet potato, something or other, green beans, collard greens, stuffing, mac and cheese, rolls, butter, soda, apple pie, pecan pie. We got 2 minutes. I got you. And we got, and so there's something for everyone. You can sign up and make sure that you're participating in whatever way you want. You can actually come and volunteer with us. We'll have you sign a waiver and what have you, and just come and volunteer. But many, many ways for you to get involved with Ready for Life. And we need you. We need you. Everyone needs a little help from somebody else. And, we've learned that all from each other. A lot of us didn't expect to be in the place where we're asking for help or needing help. And And, this is a good reminder that it's okay to ask for help. It's also okay just to come and show up and volunteer. And when you have, we have our lives, we have each other, we have a chance to give back to the community. So let's all do that together and keep Ready for Life in mind and help us with all things that are related to our next 15 years. And thank you so much for having me, Linda, Ed. Thank you to the community. See you next time.